Hello all my dear students, I welcome you to your Maths online class. Yes, all the students of 8th standard, those who are following NCERT book, I am starting the very first chapter, that is rational number, and today I will start exercise 1.1. This exercise is related to some of the properties which I'll keep on explaining you as and when the questions will come. So first of all, I am beginning with question number first, using appropriate properties find. So we have to use here also one property and find out the solution of this part. So the property which will continue here is the distributive property of multiplication. See, you can see the common fractional number, rational number in these two terms. See, first of all, we will separate those terms which are having the common value. Here you can see that 3 upon 5 and 3 upon 5 is common here. So this terms we will take separately. So minus 2 upon 3 multiply by 3 upon 5. First of all, I have written this. Then these two terms which are having multiplication sign with it, I am transferring it here. Minus 3 upon 5 into 1 upon 6. And this plus 5 upon 2 will be kept as separate at the last. Okay. Now, the property which is there between this term to this term is called as the distributive property of multiplication over subtraction. Why subtraction? Because the center sign here is subtraction, and distributive property means it is multiplication and one rational number is coming common. So whenever one rational number comes common and two signs are there, one is of multiplication and other one is of addition or subtraction, then it is called as distributive property. If addition sign is there in between, then it is distributive property of multiplication over addition, and if subtraction sign is there in between, then it is distributive property of multiplication over subtraction. So right now it is distributive property of multiplication over subtraction. Now how to solve the next step? We will take this 3 upon 5 common outside the bracket. So see, I have taken out this 3 upon 5 outside the bracket. Then I'll put multiplication sign, and inside the bracket what is remaining? From here minus 2 upon 3, and then 3 upon 5 is already out of the bracket. This minus sign will come in the center, and this 1 upon 6 will come after 2 upon 3, and then at last outside the bracket will come plus 5 upon 2. Okay. Now we will be solving this bracket. So 3 upon 5 will come as it is, multiply. When you will solve the bracket, you can see that the denominators are different and these are the rational numbers, and whenever we have the different denominators, to solve the rational numbers we take the LCM of the denominator. Since 6 is a multiple of 3, so therefore the LCM of 3 and 6 will be 6 only. Now in the table of 3, 6 comes how many times? It comes 2 times. So with that 2 you multiply the numerator. So 2 into 2 will give you 4. So minus 4, because minus sign is here. In the center again minus sign. In the table of 6, 6 comes 1 time. So with that 1 you multiply the numerator 1. So minus 1 will come here. Plus 5 upon 2 here after the bracket. Now in the next step you will write 3 upon 5 outside the bracket, multiply. Here minus minus, so minus minus is plus but sign of minus, so here you will add it. So you will write minus 5 upon 6 plus 5 upon 2. Okay. Now let us move on to the next step. After this we will open this bracket. So when you will open the bracket, it will be 3 upon 5, the first rational number, multiply by minus 5 upon 6. These two terms plus 5 upon 2. Now according to the BODMAS rule, firstly we do multiplication and then we do addition. So firstly you have to solve these two rational numbers. So for this, cancel this 5 and 5. Okay. And 3 and 6 are also cancelling. 3 ones are 3 and 3 twos are 6. In place of this you can write 1. So multiply these two terms firstly. After multiplying you will get minus 1 in the numerator and 2 ones are 2. in the denominator plus 5 upon 2. Okay, now you can see we got two rational numbers here, one with negative sign, one with positive sign. So minus plus is minus, so we have to do subtraction here. Denominator is same, so we will take one common denominator, and whenever the denominators are same, the numerators come same only. So minus 1 plus 5. Now minus plus is minus, so 5 minus 1 will give you what? It will give you 4 upon 2. Now you can cancel 2 and 4, so here 2 1s are 2 and 2 2s are 4. So 2 will be the answer of this part. I hope it is clear. So it was distributive property of multiplication over subtraction. So what I did, firstly I have taken those rational numbers together which were having the common term. So 3 upon 5 was common, so this 2 and this 2 I have taken common, and then plus 5 upon 2. Common means I have taken these 4 rational number in one common bracket. Then I have taken the common value outside the bracket and the uncommon inside the bracket. Then after LCM and all, I have done this solution. So I hope this question is clear. So let us move now to part second of question number 1. It is also based on the property, and the same property, distributive property of multiplication. So here first of all we have to find out that which two rational numbers are common. So you can see that here 2 upon 5 and here also 2 upon 5. So 2 upon 5 is coming common from this two terms and this two terms. So what we will do, firstly we will bring these two terms together, like see 2 upon 5 multiply by minus 3 upon 7 and plus 1 upon 14 into 2 upon 5. So these four terms I have taken together because 2 upon 5 is there, क्योंकि यहाँ पे 2 upon 5 common आ रहा है इन दो terms में और इन दो terms में, तो मैंने इन चारों terms को पहले साथ में ले लिया है. Now the remaining terms will be written afterwards. So 1 upon 6 into 3 upon 2 will come outside the bracket separately. Now this is again the distributive property of multiplication over addition now, because by distributive property 2 upon 5 is common here, multiplication sign is there and addition sign is there in the center. So it is distributive property of multiplication over addition. Now in the next step, what we will do, we will bring this 2 upon 5 outside the bracket. We will take it as common. So 2 upon 5 will come common, and inside the bracket what will remain? Minus 3 upon 7 plus 1 upon 14. So this will come inside the bracket. Now after the bracket it will be 1 upon 6 into 3 upon 2. Now we can solve these two terms as well. How? See, because 3 and 6 are cancelling here, so I can cancel it. 3 1s are 3, 3 2s are 6. Now the working I will do in the next step. 2 upon 5, here I have to take the LCM of the denominator. So 7 and 14, I will take the LCM of this again. 14 is a multiple of 7, so 14 will be the LCM of 7 and 14. Now in the table of 7, 14 comes 2 times, so multiply this 2 with the numerator 3. So it will be 2 3s are 6, minus 6 because minus sign is here. Then in between plus sign, in the table of 14, 14 comes 1 time, multiply this 1 with the numerator 1, so you will get 1 only. And here outside the bracket what you will get? 1 into 1 will give you 1 and 2 into 2 will give you 4. Okay, now see the next step. It will be 2 upon 5 outside the bracket, and inside the bracket it is minus, it is plus. So minus plus is minus. 6 minus 1 will give you 5, and the greater integer is 6, and before 6 is minus sign. So it will come minus 5 upon 14 here, then minus 1 upon 4. Now this is multiplication, in between these two terms is multiplication sign, and then in between these two terms is minus sign. So firstly we will do multiplication. So see how to solve this term now. 2 upon 5 multiply by minus 5 upon 14 and then minus 1 upon 4. So this is the term. See, we can cancel this 5 and 5. So this 5 and 5 will be cancelled, and we can cancel this 2 and 14. So 2 1s are 2 and 2 7s are 14. So what is remaining here? Minus 1 in the numerator and 7 in the denominator. Then minus 1 upon 4. Okay. Now these are the rational numbers, and in between minus sign is there. That means we have to take the LCM of the denominator. So when you will take the LCM of the denominator, it will come 28. The LCM of 7 and 4 will be 28. Now in the table of 7, 28 comes 4 times. So with that 4 you multiply the numerator 1. So minus 4. And in the table of 4, 28 comes 7 times. So with that 7 you multiply the 1. So minus 7. Now minus minus is plus, but sign minus. So you have to add it. 7 plus 4, 11 upon 28. So minus 11 upon 28 is the solution of this second part. Clear? Yes. Let us now move on to the second question, and it is write the additive inverse of each of the following. Additive inverse is very simple. Additive inverse. Inverse means opposite. Now opposite of what? Opposite of sign. If the rational number is given in positive sign in the question, then in the answer it will become in the negative sign. And if it is given in the negative sign in the question, then in the answer it will come in positive sign. So inverse word means opposite. So you have to remember this inverse word. Inverse means here opposite, and opposite of what? Opposite of sign. So here in the question it is 2 upon 8. So the additive inverse of 2 upon 8 will be minus 2 upon 8, because here the rational number in the question was in positive. So in answer it will come in negative. So this will be the answer. Next, the question is minus 5 upon 9. So the additive inverse of minus 5 upon 9 will be plus 5 upon 9, because it was in negative. So when we will write the additive inverse, it will come in positive. Now in this part, what you will do, the numerator and denominator both is with negative sign. So firstly you have to cancel this negative sign. So when you will cancel it, the rational number will be 6 upon 5. Now the additive inverse of this will be minus 6 upon 5. Please pay proper attention in this part. If minus sign is there in both numerator and denominator, so firstly you have to cancel that minus sign. So when you will cancel, this rational number will come in positive. So to write the additive inverse of this 6 upon 5, it will be minus 6 upon 5. Okay. The next part is 2 upon minus 9. So it is again with negative sign in the question. So in the answer it will be 2 upon 9. Okay. So the additive inverse of 2 upon minus 9 will be 2 upon 9. Next, the additive inverse of 19 upon minus 6 will be, it is again with negative sign. So the additive inverse will be positive. So 19 upon 6 will be the additive inverse of fifth part. Okay students? Yes. Let us now move on to question number 3rd. In question number 3rd, we have to verify that minus in bracket minus x is equals to x for. Verify, whenever verify words come, no, then you understand that we have to prove that LHS is equal to RHS. Left hand side is equal to right hand side. So here what that we will do. So here you have to write firstly what is given in the question, minus minus x is equals to x. Okay, this we have to verify. Now in place of x, it is given in the question that we have to put 11 upon 15. So what you will do, see, firstly you will put this minus sign as it is, then you have to make the bracket. Again you have to put this minus sign. In place of x you have to put 11 upon 15. Okay, and here again in place of x you will put 11 upon 15. Fine. In next step now you will open the bracket. So you can see that minus sign is outside the bracket and minus sign is inside the bracket. So whenever there is one minus sign outside the bracket and one minus sign inside the bracket, then in next step it becomes directly plus. So here it will become plus 11 upon 15, and here also 11 upon 15. So you can see that it is verified now. So LHS, left hand side, is equals to right hand side. So hence it is verified. So that's what is asked in the question, that we have to verify it, that it is similar both the sides or not. So that's what we have done. So let's move on to second part. It is again, so we have to firstly write this value which we have to verify, minus, in the bracket, minus x is equals to x. Now put the value of x in the equation. So minus, now you have to put one bracket. Now firstly you will put this minus sign. So you have put this minus sign. Now the value of x is itself with minus sign here. यहाँ पे जो x की वैल्यू है वो खुद भी माइनस के साइन के साथ में है, तो आप दो माइनस के साइन एक साथ पुट नहीं कर सकते. सो व्हाट यू विल डू, यू विल मेक वन कर्ली ब्रैकेट हियर and then you will put this value minus 13 upon 17. Close the curly bracket and close the big bracket here, is equal to this side x, you will put minus 13 upon 17. Okay, right hand side it will come minus 13 upon 17 only. Now first of all we have to open the curly bracket. So see, outside the big bracket you will put minus sign as it is. Here minus outside the bracket and minus inside the bracket. So again minus outside, minus inside, it will become plus. So 13 upon 17. Then close the bracket. Other side it will be minus 13 upon 17 only. Now in next step you have to open this big bracket, and in this minus sign is outside the bracket and plus sign is inside the bracket. So whenever you get the situation like this, minus outside plus inside, so it becomes minus. So minus plus minus 13 upon 17, and towards the right hand side also you can see that minus 13 upon 17. So here you can see that LHS is equal to RHS. So we have verified this also, that it is correct. Fine students, so that's how you have to solve this question number 3. I hope this is clear. Yes students, so let us move on to the next question, that is find the multiplicative inverse of the following. Multiplicative inverse, this you are learning from 3rd and 4th standard, but this term makes you confused, that multiplicative inverse. What is multiplicative inverse? If I'll use another simple term for it, no, then you will remember it. Reciprocal. So this you have learnt in your smaller classes. Reciprocal. When the numerator comes in the denominator and denominator comes in the numerator, that is called as the reciprocal. So reciprocal, the other word of reciprocal is multiplicative inverse. So we have to inverse this. There in first question I have, in second question I have told you additive inverse. Additive inverse I told you opposite. Inverse means the opposite of sign. Here inverse means opposite only, but the opposite of numerator and denominator. Denominator takes the place of numerator and numerator takes the place of denominator. So that's what we have to do in this question. See, it's minus 13. So you will say that ma'am, it is not a rational number. It is a rational number only because rational number says that there should not be 0 in the denominator. Denominator में 0 नहीं होना चाहिए. P upon Q का फॉर्म होता है रेशनल नंबर के अंदर, P upon Q, where Q should not be equal to 0. Q की वैल्यू कभी भी 0 नहीं होनी चाहिए. ओके, सो दैट्स व्हाट, डिनोमिनेटर कभी भी 0 नहीं होना चाहिए. तो यहाँ पे माइनस 13 है सिर्फ, तो इसको अगर हमें रेशनल नंबर में कन्वर्ट करना है तो हम यहाँ पे क्या कर सकते हैं, डिनोमिनेटर में अगर कोई वैल्यू नहीं है तो हम उसको रेशनल नंबर में कन्वर्ट करने के लिए 1 लगा देते हैं डिनोमिनेटर में. अब अगर हमें इसका मल्टीप्लिकेटिव इन्वर्स फाइंड आउट करना है, सो द मल्टीप्लिकेटिव इन्वर्स ऑफ माइनस 13 अपॉन 1 विल बी माइनस 1 अपॉन 13. इट विल बी द reciprocal. Okay, this 1 will go in numerator and 13 will come in the denominator. Similarly, you have to do all the parts here. Minus 13 upon 19. Again, you will reciprocal it, multiplicative inverse. So it will be minus 19 upon 13. So this will be the answer. Next part, 1 upon 5. So the multiplicative inverse of 1 upon 5 will be 5/1. So it will be the answer. Next part, it is given in the form of multiplication. So firstly you have to multiply it. Just check if any value is cancelling, then you have to cancel it firstly, but you can see that no value is cancelling here, neither 5 and 8, neither 3 and 7, nor 5 and 7 and 3 and 8, nothing is cancelling. So we will direct multiply it. So when you will multiply it, 5 into 3 will give you 15 and 8 into 7 will give you 56. So this is the rational number, and now we have to find the multiplicative inverse of this rational number. So the multiplicative inverse of this rational number will be, here you can see that minus and minus is there, no? So whenever minus and minus sign is there and in between multiplication sign is there, so that directly becomes plus. Minus and minus with multiplication sign in between becomes plus. Okay, remember this. That's why this minus and minus turned into plus sign. I have not put plus because it's understood. If no sign, then it is plus sign. Now the multiplicative inverse of 15/56 will be 56/15. Answer. Okay. Similarly, the next part, -1 into -2. Again, minus sign is there and in between multiplication sign is there. So it will become plus. So after solving, it will become plus 2/5. Now the multiplicative inverse of 2/5 will be what? It will be 5/2. Okay. Then -1. फर्स्टली कन्वर्ट इट इनटू रेशनल नंबर. पहले इस -1 को आप रेशनल नंबर में कन्वर्ट करिए. रेशनल नंबर में कन्वर्ट करने के लिए आप क्या करेंगे? डिनोमिनेटर में 1 लगा देंगे. तो -1/1. अब जब आप इसका रेसिप्रोकल करेंगे, दैट मीन्स मल्टीप्लिकेटिव इन्वर्स करेंगे, तो -1 का मल्टीप्लिकेटिव इन्वर्स -1 ही होगा. ओके, डिनोमिनेटर में आप 1 नहीं लगाएंगे तो भी चल सकता है. ओके, आप डायरेक्ट -1 भी लिखोगे तो भी आपका आंसर करेक्ट माना जाएगा. Fine students, so this was multiplicative inverse, means reciprocal. Fine. Now the next question says, name the property under multiplication used in each of the following. Now we have to name only the property in this question, and all the properties of multiplication are asked in this question. See, the first part is -4/5 into 1 is equals to 1 into -4/5 is equals to -4/5. This you already know that whenever we multiply any rational number, any whole number, any natural number by 1, we get the same number. 1 से जब हम किसी भी natural number, whole number, rational number, fractional number को multiply करते हैं तो हमें वापस वही नंबर मिलता है. ओके, सो हेयर -4/5 को 1 से मल्टीप्लाई किया जा रहा है लेफ्ट हैंड साइड में, और राइट हैंड साइड में 1 इंटू -4/5 को मल्टीप्लाई किया जा रहा है. तो आंसर क्या आएगा? -4/5. तो जब भी हम 1 से मल्टीप्लाई करते हैं किसी रेशनल नंबर को, तो उस प्रॉपर्टी का नाम आप लेते हैं मल्टीप्लिकेटिव आइडेंटिटी. मल्टीप्लिकेटिव आइडेंटिटी, और यू कैन से मल्टीप्लिकेटिव property of 1. Multiplicative property of 1. Anything you can say here. Okay, ये multiplicative property है, और multiplicative property किसकी है? 1 की, क्योंकि यहाँ पे 1 से multiply किया जा रहा है. So multiplicative identity, either you can say multiplicative identity or multiplicative property of 1. Next, -13/17 into -2/7 is equals to -2/7 into -13/17. It will be 17 here. Okay, यहाँ पे आप देख रहे हैं कि सेम रेशनल नंबर है, सिर्फ इसका ऑर्डर चेंज हो गया. यहाँ -13/17 है पहले, फिर -2/7 है, यहाँ -2/7 है पहले, फिर -13/17 है. तो कभी भी दो रेशनल नंबर्स अगर आपको गिवन हो और उसके ऑर्डर चेंज हो, तो वो जो प्रॉपर्टी होती है वो होती है कॉम्यूटेटिव प्रॉपर्टी. अब कॉम्यूटेटिव प्रॉपर्टी एडिशन में भी होती है, सब्ट्रैक्शन में भी होती है, मल्टीप्लिकेशन में भी होती है और डिवीजन में भी होती है. बट एडिशन और मल्टीप्लिकेशन के अंदर जो कॉम्यूटेटिव प्रॉपर्टी होती है वो पॉसिबल होती है, बट सब्ट्रैक्शन और डिवीजन के अंदर वो पॉसिबल नहीं होती है. तो यहाँ पर आपको ध्यान रखना है कि कभी भी दो रेशनल नंबर हो और उनका ऑर्डर चेंज हो रहा हो, तो वो प्रॉपर्टी होती है कॉम्यूटेटिव प्रॉपर्टी. कॉम्यूटेटिव प्रॉपर्टी, बट जैसा मैंने आपको बताया कॉम्यूटेटिव प्रॉपर्टी सब में होती है, तो सिर्फ कॉम्यूटेटिव प्रॉपर्टी लिखना सफिशिएंट नहीं होगा. यहाँ पर आप बताएंगे कौन सी कॉम्यूटेटिव प्रॉपर्टी. सो कॉम्यूटेटिव प्रॉपर्टी ऑफ multiplication, because multiplication sign is there in the question between the two rational number. Fine. So whenever the orders are changed, then it is commutative property. Next property, -19 upon 29 इंटू 29 अपॉन -19. आप यहाँ पर देखिए क्या हो रहा है, ये रेसिप्रोकल हो रहा है जस्ट -19 अपॉन 29, और यहाँ पर इसका रेसिप्रोकल हो गया 29 अपॉन -19. सो रेसिप्रोकल वाला क्वेश्चन अभी हमने किया था इस क्वेश्चन के पहले, तो वहाँ पर रेसिप्रोकल वर्ड को क्या वर्ड यूज़ में लिया था? यस, मल्टीप्लिकेटिव इनवर्स. सो दिस इज़ द मल्टीप्लिकेटिव इनवर्स. और कभी भी किसी रेशनल नंबर को उसके मल्टीप्लिकेटिव इनवर्स से अगर हम मल्टीप्लाई करते हैं तो हमारा आंसर 1 आता है. जैसे कि यहाँ पर आया है -19 अपॉन 29 को अगर आप इसके रेसिप्रोकल से मल्टीप्लाई करोगे, यानी कि अगर आप इसको 29 अपॉन -19 से मल्टीप्लाई करोगे तो क्या होगा, सारी वैल्यूज़ कैंसिल हो जाएगी, और जब सब वैल्यू कैंसिल हो जाएगी तो आंसर क्या आ जाएगा आपका 1. सो दिस यू हैव टू रिमेंबर कि कभी भी किसी रेशनल नंबर को उसके मल्टीप्लिकेटिव इनवर्स से मल्टीप्लाई करते हैं तो सॉल्व होने के बाद में उसका आंसर आता है 1. सो दिस इज़ मल्टीप्लिकेटिव इनवर्स. This is commutative property where the orders are changed, and this is multiplicative identity. Okay, don't get confused between inverse and identity. Students get confused in this only. Okay, inverse means the reciprocal and identity means 1. जब भी हम किसी रेशनल नंबर को 1 से मल्टीप्लाई करते हैं, so that is called as identity. So multiplicative identity, or you can say multiplicative property of 1. Fine students. So today I will teach you till here only. I have taught you question number 1 to question number 5 of exercise 1.1. Just wait for my next lecture. In that video I will be explaining you the remaining questions of the same exercise. Okay students, so that's all for today. Meet you all in next lecture. Till then, take care of yourself. Thank you.